Greetings and welcome. And thank you for stopping by here at Bloom From Within Love. Y'all know I go by Bloomy. And today is going to be an intuitive tarot / oracle reading regarding a message I feel like I've received. And that is, we are, this collective that I'm referring to, reinventing yourself. Okay? And it is BE-YOU-TIFUL. Okay? And so, but before we even get into the reading, I'm actually gonna, I was thinking about like doing a little cool icebreaker, like some, I'm just thinking about it. I'm trying to get a feel, so just bear with me. Like something that's insane or very funny. I have a deck in my hand right now that may reveal something crazy about yourself or something crazy about somebody in your life that may make you laugh, or it may be kind of just outrageous. And so, viewer discretion is advised because there's no telling what's going to come out of this particular deck. But I'm thinking about doing that just to, bring back the element of play. All right. And so with that being said, today, I don't know if you guys can see the middle little thingy about here or not, but it says, today I am thankful for, and if you notice at the bottom, it's actually blank. Okay, so today I'm thankful for play. I'm thankful for humor. I'm thankful for being able to, at any moment, tap back into the lighthearted, childlike wonder, silliness, whether it's raunchy humor, sarcastic humor, whatever your style is. But I'm thankful for that part of me and for being able just to laugh, and to, tap into that humorous side or funny, offbeat jokes, whatever it is, puns and, you know what I'm saying, limericks or whatever tickles your fancy, right? So you can fill in the blanks here. Today, I am thankful for, right? Our intention is to be in gratitude. And also, since I told you all that you are writing your own story, okay? And that's brilliant. That is courageous. That takes heart. I saw somewhere, I'm trying to remember what it was that I was looking at. It said that the heart is the new balls or something like that. Because you know how we make that saying? How we make these statements and say it takes balls, right? And I'm always saying that people need to put on a pair of balls. I'm always saying that, right? But I can't remember where I saw that, but the person was saying like living from your heart, making decisions from your higher heart, not being emotional. We're talking about the soul here, okay? Your higher heart, your soul essence, living from that space. Being courageous to be you, being courageous to dare to live a life, different than the norm, being courageous to go for, your highest dreams, being courageous to love again, being courageous, right? That it takes heart. And so she was saying that is the new balls because it's easy for us to stay with the norm. That's easy. The human default program is just to go with what it knows, like animals, basically. It's just to go with what's familiar, what's always been there, what's according to the societal. It's very easy. It's comfortable. It doesn't present. You don't need to develop that. It's already there. You know what I'm saying? It's there. You know what I mean? So It doesn't take much for us to remain the same, or at least try. It doesn't take much for us to stick with what always has been, right? But it takes guts, gusto, moxie, heart to dare to be different, okay? To dare to write your own story, uncharted waters, right? So anyway, let me get some Palo Santo going for us. This is smudgy. See? Can you see it? It's here. I think I am going to go ahead and do an icebreaker. A funny little icebreaker here. Let's see. From this, what is it? The Arts of Insanity. Ooh, for the collective. Breaking the ice here. Something that may be funny about them, or obscene about them, or secret character trait, desire, fetish, or fear. Even fear, something that makes them cringe, whatever, however it resonates, but something that's probably not known or spoken. It may even make us laugh and chuckle a bit about themselves or about someone that's close to them or near and dear to them, okay, and their energy or around them. Okay, can we get just one card? Just one card, please. Just one card. Something about one or two. Okay, there we go. Let's see what this is going to be. Lord have mercy. I don't know if I'm even scared to look at this. Oh my God. Okay. So this one says a mouse woman hybrid. Okay. Who's thinking this kind of stuff? A mouse woman hybrid. At the bottom of the deck, it has a smelly cat woman hybrid. What the hell? What does it say here? A smelly cat woman hybrid. That's somebody's I ain't gonna even, I don't need that long. I ain't even gonna start. If it resonates with anybody, they will know what it means, because a mouse woman hybrid, maybe it's just somebody being funny. You know? I don't know if I get it, but I'm just gonna roll with it. Now, then we got a sexy dinosaur. Oh my gosh. And then an uptight banker. What the hell? These are insane. They right. The first lady. Somebody. Okay. Let me let this go so we can keep it pushing. Her. All right. So let's get a spiritual and spell card. How about that? I know I like this deck. It's kind of funny, you know. Well, let's get one of those for a cool little thing regarding what you all are doing. You're rewriting your story, right? You're reinventing yourself. So let's see. Let's get an overall theme regarding that. For the collective light team, I evoke the violet fire around this reading, around you too, moving with them all, subscribers and viewers. The importance of our higher intelligence and the highest good of all. May we receive, come on, cards. May we receive clear, honest, true, concise, accurate guidance, information, messages, and may we be open and receptive to those messages, and may we apply them in accordance with wisdom, in accordance with our higher intelligence and divine synchronicity, with ease, grace, and elegance. So powerful. Maybe. All right. So we get a spiritual aspect card. At least one. We're reinventing ourselves. We're writing our own story here. What we have about that as a theme. Reinvention. Whoa. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, the first one is, I don't know if you guys can see it. It says, no equals a full sentence. No equals a full sentence. All right, so since, we're on this theme about we're writing our own stories, right? We're reinventing ourselves, right? So many of you have learned the art of no, okay? It says, you know what punctuates that sentence? Action. We spend so much time explaining our boundaries that we forget to just have a fucking boundary. Say no and quit participating in what you said no to. Remove yourself from situation if you have to. Be your own boundary. So many of you have been in the process as you are learning to reinvent yourself and write your own story. You are in the process of mastering that, understanding that no is not a bad word, and that it requires no explanation, that the boundaries that we need to set just need to be there versus having 2-hour lectures with ourselves and with people about it. So it's just about being, like she said, being that boundary. And listen, this is not a bad thing. Oftentimes, automatically, you get this energy of a resistance or a negative connotation anytime people even hear this, right? It's like, oh God, this is healthy. This is loving. This is kind. This is, balanced. If you think about people, let's just use for an example. I like to use examples. Think about royalty, right? If you want to use that as an example, people that are in royalty, right? Or famous, or of those statues, right? Do you think that they don't have any boundaries? Do you think that they're just yes to everything and everybody all the time, no matter what, no matter how it's affecting them, no matter, you know what I'm saying? Do you think that? I don't think so. They have secret service. They have security. They have, schedules. They have, limits that they set. It's not a imprisonment limit. It's a limit that they set. Like, okay, they can only get past this gate. I don't want fans or just, passerbyers or whatever, just to have full range. They need to be able to, pass the test, if you will, or be granted access, I'm trying to say, to this level of closeness to me. And that's not arrogance. It's not. It's simply honoring one's own energy, one's own space, one's own essence, right? So no, it's not a bad thing. Okay, I'm grateful for no. That's something else I'm thankful for. Now here's a good one. Many of you had to really face yourself in this whole process of reinvention, which we all do. Okay, they call it the dark night of the soul, on the conscious ascension, in the conscious ascending community, right? The dark night of soul, and that happens when we've had tower after tower to shake up and break down faulty foundations, things that are not real, right? Or built on something that is true, honest, balanced, organic, authentic, right? Or in alignment with the soul, right? The higher soul. So when this happens, we feel raw. We feel vulnerable. You feel naked. We feel, because everything is stripped, whether it's your belief systems, whether it's your comforts and people, places, things, everything that you have probably came in the carnation with and have reinforced most of your life, okay? So when this happens, our self-protective mode kicks in. And I'm saying all this because of what this card is saying. It says this: and I'm going to read it. Pretending to be a savage won't heal that hole in your heart, baby. I like that. Pretending to be a savage won't heal that hole in your heart, baby. So, and it's very sarcastic. This deck is sarcastic, but you know what I'm saying? Basically, what she's saying is denying. It's not about telling the whole world, okay? It's really about that denial within the self and anyone that is close to you or matter to you, of course, okay? Pretending you a beast, or pretending all is good, pretending, ain't nothing affecting you, or nothing matters, what I'm saying? It don't matter, I don't care, I ain't thinking about that, or whatever, woo woo, what I'm saying? Like, but, what I'm saying? Those facades, the false bravados, and it's a defense. Now, hear me out. It's a defense. It's a human defense mechanism we have, but in essence, what she's saying here is, it's still not going to heal that hole in your heart. This is hence why we typically numb out when we're living this way. We numb out, we escape, what I'm saying? We do all sorts of things. So long as we don't have to look in that heart. So long as we ain't got to look in that heart, the emotions, or anything to do with that, right? And it serves a purpose. There's a time where that may work. But like I said, on this journey, right, you've had dark nights of the soul, things are being shaken up. And you are, like we said, reinventing yourself, rewriting yourself. You've realized, many of you have realized, or you're coming to realize that you got to do the work. It's more than just what we present. You got to do the work behind the scene. You have to deal with that internal stuff. You got to get raw and ugly with yourself. And that's a beautiful thing, because it takes you to your authenticity. It takes you there. Okay. On the back of it, it says, you know who the real OGs are? The ones who ain't got shit to hide from anyone. And what she means by this, because I had an asshole come on my thing a little while back. But anyway, what she means by that is, and only you're going to know this, right? Whoever you are, whatever you are, whatever your flow is, whatever your flavor is, whatever you want to do in life, whatever your desire is, whatever your likes and dislikes is, whatever your sexuality is, whatever your opinion is, whatever style, like I said, you have, right? That's what she's saying is the core of you, right? Uh, and how you live in the world and what you're choosing and interacting with and pursuing after, right? The real OGs are the ones who ain't worrying about shit. Because they ain't trying to, what I'm saying? They're trying to please themselves. They're trying to honor their higher soul. But they've caught a clue that you'll spin your wheels for your journey on this earth if you're always worrying about someone else's view. I think you need to be on camera. I think you need to be off camera. I think the camera should be this angle. I think you need a different background. I think you should say this first. I think you should, that kind of stuff. I think you should be with this person. Oh, I think you should be with that person. I think you should have that job. Everybody's saying something. I think you should do that. Oh no, that's not how it goes. You need to learn this first. And the step in the protocol is this. And you need to do that. And everybody's saying what you need. Right? I'm not saying we don't seek counsel, so take that with wisdom, but it still needs to resonate with your higher heart. We still need to gauge back because everybody, including me, is operating. We can only receive and interpret information based on our current level of consciousness, first and foremost. Okay? Keep it 100. Second of all, based on our programming that we may or may not be running on. So even if we are receiving guidance, guidance is interpreted and then transmitted based on that. This is why I say we all need to go back inward again. To go back. Because otherwise we find ourselves scrambling around. And the reason why I can say this is because I live my life like that. Scrambling around looking for answers, looking for everybody else to give me the answers, right? Even well-meaning people or so-called professionals or whatever. And I'm not saying that people don't have their weight in what they do. I have my weight in what I do. But if it's not resonating with you in your soul's journey at that time, if your soul is not getting jiving, okay, doesn't mean that's what someone is saying bad. It means that that ain't gelling. That ain't the path that your soul predetermined, okay? Because you could be an old soul. You can be a soul that carnated trillions of times. I'm just throwing a big number out there, and people don't know that. You could be an old soul who, through your Akash DNA, have accumulated wisdom, right? And so your soul's imprint may be saying, honey, we don't need to do that. We wasting time. I need you to tap into the cash shit. You know what I'm saying? Because this year we've done that 2 lifetimes ago. Okay. We're not running that one right now. We need you to get help. And because of it, it's going to be like a feeling of uneasiness, like, okay, no. And I know I'm saying a lot, but this goes for me and anyone else that you're looking at and listening to. I'm not putting myself in any other category than any other air quote healer, master, teacher, leader. A good one of integrity is going to point you to you, okay? Because at the end of the day, you need to live with the decisions. You need to cultivate and develop your strength to be able to get your answers. These are gauges. This is to help gauge you energetically as you are developing your gauges. That's all it is, okay? But at the end of the day, you need to not have to run to your daddy, your mama, your ex-girlfriend, your ex-boyfriend, your baby mama, your baby daddy, your children, your homies, your fuck friends, even professionals, okay? At the end of the day, you need to be able to go within and find your own truth so you can build strength and confidence and feeling like, okay, I can do this. It ain't going to be perfect. Nothing is for nobody. It's my journey. I can do this, right? I'm just talking. Maybe it needs to be said. Anyway, it says here, yeah, like I said, the ones who ain't got shit to hide, especially from themselves. They're keeping it real with themselves, right? Facing their truth. Real OGs claim their humanity. They hold those wounds up to the light, like Mufasa holding Simba. Can you hear that inspirational music starting? Yeah, that's you starting the hero's journey, baby. Love bug. It takes guts. It takes moxie. It does to look at ourselves, and not so we can beat up. It ain't so that we can crack a whip and go. It's so that we can receive Gaia, source, whatever it is, how you believe, assistance, our higher selves to integrate those wounded parts of us, or the pain and the things we've carried from other lifetimes and didn't know it, and the things we inherited from our ancestry or our culture and we didn't know it, or the things we've carried from the society and the environments that we were reared in and we didn't know it, right? It's to bring healing, is not to beat down on you. We get defensive initially because that's a defense mechanism. Anytime something raw shows up and is being pointed out to us about us from within, hear me out. I ain't talking about nitpickers. You know, when you hear things, your innate, your soul, you hear it, right? You can be reading something. You can be watching a video somewhere random. So it ain't about, people coming in and telling you that they got the answers and let me fix your life shit. Because they need to fix theirs. Okay? So, coaches, if you want to talk about that, mentors and coaches, they are sought out. Okay? Let me just go ahead and say that. They're sought out, all right? People seek them out for a specific reason, and they pay them for specific types of coaching, mentorship, and or training. So it was not projected upon, it was sought after. There's a difference, okay? There's a difference. And even within that, there is a level of boundary there, depending on whatever it is that they pay for and what program and yada yada, right? Yeah, I said that. Okay, so let me go ahead keep pushing. Oh man, I'm loving it already. Okay, I'm thankful. I'm thankful, I'm grateful for the internet, for technology, for knowledge, for wisdom, for my voice, for creativity, for strength, for boldness, for assertiveness, for boundaries, for love, for peace, for joy, for hope, right? For vitality, for health and well-being, right? For stillness, for quiet. Oh, I love stillness and quiet. Oh my God. You guys may think I'm talking like this all the time, like I do on camera, but I really don't. This is me in my flow, okay? In my flow. I talk, but my operation is different. In this, I step into a whole nother energy and vein, okay? So that's why when you guys hear me say stuff like, oh, I love quiet, I love stillness, it's actually true. Because I value that balance. I value going in and just shutting everything down, the noise within the mind, the noise around me, external influence, just like too many people, too many things, everybody, it's like everybody's thoughts, everybody's energies, perceptions, feelings, yeah. Right? But like, I love it. That's why I can come in here and then I'm chatty Cathy. All right, so let's do it. Now, we are reinventing ourselves, right? So what I'm going to do, God help me to do this quick. I did a 30-minute one, I want to say yesterday or the other day. I was amazed, but I had to. Oh man. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna flow. That's what I'm gonna do. Lighting. What do we have here? Can we get? I would like to get past, present, future oracle regarding this process of reinvention and writing our own stories here. I would also like to get another oracle to clarify the oracle, as well as tarot, and then of course the kipper to bring some layers to things. Okay, please and thank you. In accordance to what we need to know, what we need to hear, what we need to understand. Okay, and that it's for the purpose of gaining wisdom, the purpose of releasing any remaining energetic debris or mindsets and attachments, the purpose of surrendering to align with potential future outcomes with the future projection in the most loving and kind, graceful way for ourselves and all that are connected to us or involved. Okay, let's do this. All right, let's do it. Oh, I just wanted to bring some random clarification to something. So, okay, so, you guys see this wallpaper in the background, right? So I kept having these dreams, right? That these cats and animals, and I would see them and have flashes of them. And, in the dream state, I was trying to pull the memory, right? Because it kept showing up. And then when I go places, I kept seeing these prints, in the animals. And so they call it synchronicities. And so I was like, what is this? So I kept trying to do the research. I'm like, well, which one is it? So I laughed at myself. I said, okay. So, and I was like, okay, source, light team, spirit animals. I may have misidentified y'all. I said, so I'm rolling with all the ones. Cheetah, leopard, jaguar. Those are the three, okay, that stuck out the most. I laughed so hard because I was like, well, y'all's prints is different. I'm saying? I started doing research. They're very similar. That's the thing. The cheetah, the leopard, and the jag, I think they're very, very close, right? But they are different. So because I kept having several different dreams and they looked similar to each other, I didn't know. So I was like, I'm just going to tap into all three of y'all's energies. Cheetah, jaguar, and the leopard. Let's roll. Love it. Just thought I'd share that little fun fact of humor there. So I was calling Prince the wrong Prince and all kinds of stuff. Oh, who cares, right? But I just thought I would share that. Okay. All right. Futuristically, I'm going to talk about Bastet with you guys, which is Isis and Ra's daughter. Oh, okay. Home. That came out. Past energy. Okay. Current, please. What are they currently rewriting or working through? And reinventing currently. Please and thank you. Ooh, current. Ooh, interesting. And if you on top of home. Mm-hmm. I get it. Self-sabotage, present. You guys are clearing that out. Let's get a possible future outcome should guidance and advice, proper actions be adhered to, possible future. Yeah, baby. Whew. Say what you mean. Love it. And at the bottom, entrapment. Reinventing ourselves and writing our own story. Letting go the illusion of entrapment. Oh, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. Some of the stuff I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna say. All right. So let me show you guys, and then I'm not going to get into the whole reading. I'm just going to first get the cards out in terms of the oracles. Then I'll talk about the oracles. Then we'll add the layers, okay? But in your past, okay, you got home, breaking down to an 8. These are the things that you dealt with, you know, trying to reinvent or rewrite. But this is a past energy. Okay, so you've looked at your patterns, you know what I'm saying, regarding your home life, regarding the choices that you made, the places that you chosen, what influenced it, why it influenced it, how did you end up here kind of energy, right? Because she's like thinking to herself, okay, I'm royalty, right? Like she's got on this ball gown. She's looking at her shoe. Is that a shoe? And wait. Yeah, it looks like she has a shoe and then a chain with like a heart or something on it. And then the wallpaper in the background is all torn. And she's like thinking to herself, like, this is the past energy now. She's like, how the hell? I don't fit. This don't fit. How did I get here? Right? And that blue, that represents truths. That blue, throat chakra. Right? So she's looking and evaluating like, this just doesn't fit me. Yet I feel, with holding her shoe, I feel chained here. I'm saying that because of the entrapment at the bottom being past energy, perhaps. Like, I've created this, I'm here, right? Whatever home represents for you, it could be home situations, people you live with, people, you know, family dynamics and situations, you know, where you go like, what the hell? But it's a past energy. So for many of you, you've already evaluated it, because in the present, now you're trying to understand and deal with the self-sabotage. You're currently releasing that and looking at ways, you know, okay, I see how I've, you know, ended up here in this home situation. How do I continue to self-sabotage myself regarding my life, regarding where I end up, what I end up doing, who I end up with, what I'm trying to create? How am I, what is this haunting me? What is this following me? What is out of balance? You guys are currently looking at that because you're rewriting it. So this is going to be good. When we get the clarifiers, we'll see what's happening, okay? And future potential. I love this one is you guys are learning, breaking down 2 and 9. I love this. This is about completion in a way. It's about my life path number is number 9. But anyways, humanitarian, say what you mean. Many of you have learned that, you know what? If I don't learn to, first of all, communicate honestly with myself, to be honest with myself about who I am and what I really want, what I'm about and what I'm doing, I'm going to continue to self-sabotage my life, because I'm going to continue to find myself in things and situations that are not serving me in a good way, that bite me in the ass every time. And it's not going to matter. If they don't like it, they don't like it. Okay? It's not about saying it cruelly. It's just realizing that I can't people please anymore. And I can't lie to myself. And it's not doing justice if I'm actually am lying. If I'm lying to people, that's not fair. because I'm not giving them the truth so that they can make informed decisions based on the truth that I'm presenting, then that's not right. So I need to learn how to speak it, and people don't like it or agree they have that right. Okay. But moving in your future, you're okay with it. You're okay with just speaking and being you however you want to speak. You're not going to let nobody tell you how you need to say something or how you need, you know what I'm saying, to think or not think. You're going to start walking away from any situations where, you know, you feel like people, first of all, they're not honoring your voice. They're not honoring your truth, or, you know what I'm saying, or they're disrespectful in any way to you. In terms of how they talk to you. So it's not about being vulgar or ill-mannered. It's just about saying what we mean with honor and not allowing people to just talk to us in any kind of way. And if they choose to, many of you are learning that you're going to say what you need and you're going to honor that and walk away. Basically, okay? You're not going to have a discussion. You're not going to, you know what I'm saying, go into a 4-point PowerPoint presentation with people that should know how to act. You know what I'm saying? If you talk about children, that's one thing. But people are where they are. So you're going to just learn to follow that guidance, that intuition. Like, okay, it's not gelling with your heart energy. You know what to do. Okay? So let's get some clarification. Just want to say thank you to all of my subscribers, my new ones, the returning ones, all the viewers. Send you guys love and light. I appreciate you all. And I invite you all to, you know, I am screening the comments. They are on review right now, so I can make sure that they're appropriate. But I certainly welcome you to share your experience and your thoughts. It's relevant, okay? Thank you to those that have donated to Bloom with them all. Okay? And for those of you that have actually donated and gotten your own personal reading, okay? Okay. All right. Past energy, home. Can we get some layers on that, please? What's that about? Past energy, home. Get some layers on that, please, and thank you. Home for the collective. Past energy. Over there on that sabotage again. Yeah. This is coming out a lot. Okay, complicated. And that's how you guys felt, basically, in a nutshell. Card number 11. You know, you're trying to find your new beginning. You're trying to find a positive outlook and view on things. And you felt, you know, like it was complicated. You felt like you had been played with. And I say that because of what's right here. That in the past, you know, you have been played with, whether it's by family or friends. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Almost that you were duped or something and you ended up somewhere you didn't want to be. You felt like people lacked understanding, that they played with you and that they deceived you, right? And so you felt that, that it was complicated. But now the good thing is as you moved out of that from the past energy, now you are stepping into, like this. Okay. So from the past, what progressed you to start dealing with self-sabotage in the now is that you got focused, okay? You've become focused. And you made an oath to yourself. You tapped into your heart. You aligned with your truth, not somebody else's. Then you let go. You decided to just let go of any and everything, beliefs, attachments, people. You just didn't care. You set that intention and you just said, I'm just going to let go, okay? Because I don't know what else to do. I'm just going to let it go. And you stepped in to your Queen of Air, which is the Queen of Swords, which Queen of Swords, super air energy, but she's very as a matter of fact. She went through hell and back. So now, moving into the present, you learned how to cut shit out, basically. That is what the Queen of Swords does. She's smart. She's been through it. And now she knows how to look at shit versus in the past, you thought all this some kind of way. Right? In the past, I was duped, I was deceived, I was tricked, people lacked understanding, people were playing with me, yada, yada, right? To now, you're like, yeah, I'm focused. You got laser focused. You got laser focused, baby. You hit bullseye. You made that oath. You connected to that heart. You let go and you got sharp, right? So it moved you to the future to start dealing with any self-sabotagery things in your life, okay? Whether it's directly related to just the home life or it's related to, any area, okay? So, I like that. I likes it. So let's see. For self-sabotage, what do we have in the present? What's assisting the collective in the present with dealing with self-sabotage? What's assisting the collective in the present with dealing with self-sabotage regarding reinvention and writing down stories? Okay, could I take all of that? Should I take all of that? Okay, so, Ooh. All right, so now you're then elevated to the Queen of Fire. I mean, it's not really elevating. The queens are equal. So now you just switched gears. You're in your Queen of Fire energy. Okay, Queen of Wands, Queen of Fire, which is passion, which is confidence, boldness, right? So currently what is helping you deal with self-sabotage is you stepping into that confidence, okay, with the Queen of Fire. And you are, with confidence, releasing and looking at any kind of denial, okay, where you were in denial about anything. Sometimes that's hard to look at, but with this confidence, this Queen of Fire backing you, that energy supporting you, you're able to look at any place that you've been in denial, whether it's about yourself, whether it's about a person, whether it's about a group of people, whether it's about, what I'm saying, the choices that you've made, the things you chose to connect to, any version of denial. Because see, here's the thing, when we are in denial, of course self-sabotage is going to happen. Of course it is. How can you not sabotage yourself when you're denying that there's a problem, or you're denying, you know what I'm saying, a situation is what it is, or you're denying that, you saw what you saw, you know what I'm saying, you sense what you sense, they did what they did, they said what they said, you know what I'm saying, or you did what you did, you said what you said, you know what I'm saying, like when you're denying, however that resonates for you, you're going to self-sabotage. So many of you are trying to work on that in the present position, okay? Because you got confidence trying to, with the Queen of Fire, to give you the strength to look at any of that, okay? And at the bottom of the deck, we got the Warrior. So that's telling me, wow. And then there's the Queen of Water. So, man, we got all the queens showed up. Air. Wait, no, we're waiting on Earth. We got air, water, and fire so far. And there's Justice right behind that. But the Warrior, this has been showing up a lot. So you're tapping in, to, your warrior energy. You are, with that denial, you're taking off any self-imposed blinders, being of two minds, acting like you don't see what you see, acting like you don't know what you know. You know what I'm saying? You're taking it off. Like, no, I see what no, I'm not, no, right? So that's beautiful, because that tells me that this is progress. This is good, because you all are reinventing. And so you're like, I have the confidence with this Queen of Wands energy to totally clear out any self-sabotaging energy, to totally take fake blinders off, right? Face any denial, make decisions and choices for myself, not somebody else, not based on a weakness, not based on a codependency, not based on any of that. I'm able to look at what I'm denying and go, okay, this is the truth. This is what it is. I don't have to judge myself, but this is what it is. And now I need to make the protocol. I need to make a decisive decision, but no longer in denial. I have the confidence to make whatever choice I want, but no longer be in denial about the truth of the matter, whatever that is, of the directions I'm choosing to take. So I don't feel like, okay, I'm self-sabotaging. No, now I see I'm choosing this, knowing full well what this is probably going to be. Is it going to hurt? Probably, but at least I'm doing it from a more conscious, aware place. Now, if I choose something differently, that's real growth, because, okay, I see this. Okay, I see this about me. I need to heal something or pain, and I'm going to move on and ask for help to maybe make some healthier choices for me. There are no wrong choices, but I'd rather make some choices that's going to be a little bit more beneficial in a loving way, that's in alignment with my high soul, not in alignment with my penis and my vagina and what I'm used to, and codependency on someone's money, or codependency on a culture or a society, or codependency on anything that has only kept me in a rut. I want to do the inner work, because I want to create something that I'm actually happy with for a change. I want to create something that brings bliss and joy. I want to create something that elevates me forward in life. I want to create something that's not on a loop of Groundhog's Day. Same story, different day, right? So to me, that's very, very powerful, you guys. I mean, like I said, it takes moxie. Everybody don't want to go do this. I'm telling y'all what I know. All right, so for a potential future, say what you mean. What is going to surround and assist the collective with saying what they mean for the potential future as they go forward? What energy is assisting? Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I love this. Okay. First of all, individuality, baby. Zoe, individuality. So what's going to assist you is owning your individuality. Own it. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. And all that it means, you guys, is people get so stuck and hung up on what they deem what that means. But it means what it means to you and for you. For the purpose of this reading, all that this really means is that you own your own thoughts, your own opinion, your own view, your own mannerisms, your own ways and style of doing things. This is not about being crazy or delusional or wow now, disrespecting people. That's somebody that's not even thinking in their right mind if they think that's what this is saying. Okay? This is saying you're owning you. Okay? This is what's going to help you to say what you mean. Like, this is me. You don't like that I talk this way? Well, okay, I can respect that, and that's your chosen right, and it's my chosen right to not care. As long as it's not, dishonoring to someone else is what I mean by that. Because some people, it's very narcissistic and egotistical for us to go about trying to tell people how they need to sound and how they need to, you know what I'm saying? If you are not a professional that somebody paid for those kinds of lessons, then you really, then no. If some people take longer to think, that's their right. If some people, you know what I'm saying? That's a very narcissistic energy, whether people are aware of that or not. Okay, people have a right to be different than you. People have a right to be different than me. And what I mean by that is everybody's not going to talk like Brandy. Okay, everybody don't talk like Brandy. Everybody don't process thought like Brandy. Everybody don't perceive information and process and evaluate and spit out information like Brandy, and vice versa. And it doesn't make it good or bad, but it should be honored. Okay, you want to be honored. You want somebody to roll with how you talk and your intelligence and your way of teaching, your way of being. So everybody deserves that kind of respect. So what's going to help you all is, to say what you mean is like, just remember your individuality and get comfortable with, well, you don't got to judge people, you don't got to attack, but if you sense your spider senses go up and you can feel and sense people trying to alter you in any way or trying to minimize you in any way or have no regard or respect for you or care for you, you can then just decide like, okay, you ain't got to say nothing. Right? Your saying is going to be what you do, like the card said in the beginning. Like, no is a sentence, like, stop explaining it and be it. Okay? So, those are the oracles. At the bottom, we had chaos. That's what got you there. Towers. Chaos. Realizing that people pleasing and going along with things and letting people talk to you any old kind of way, or you know what I'm saying, it only created chaos. There were no boundaries, right? And you realize that like that didn't serve nobody, that didn't serve me, it didn't serve nobody, because at the end it was destruction, because it was false. Right? It was false. I wasn't honest. If you weren't honest in a situation, then you got to own that. I didn't honor myself. I didn't honor my truth. I didn't honor and value myself. And I pretended, like I didn't know what I knew. Right? So that also creates the chaos, because it's energy, you guys. You guys got to understand this. We don't have to say things, but the energy is going to be there whether we are lying or not. Whether we're telling people things or not, but it's energy. It's energy. Everything holds a frequency and a vibration. So if you're lying, you know what I'm saying, it's there. And chances are people feel it anyway. But, when it's left undealt with, denial to ourselves, denial to other people, whatever the case may be, it does create this in our lives, okay? Whether we try to hide it or not, it certainly does. Okay, now let's go to the Kipper. Kipper, baby. Like team. We get some more layers here with the oracles. Past, present, and potential future. say this message is coming through right now. Through this journey, past, present, and even going into the future, this is what I want to say, especially from this card that card that said, pretending to be a savage won't heal that hole in your heart, baby. This is what I want to say, and I hope that this encourages or brings some kind of comfort. Because of the cultural conditioning and societal conditioning, ethnic conditioning, gender conditioning, we're often still running off programs that says to us, feeling your emotions is something wrong or should be avoided because it makes you weak, or it makes you appear weak or like a simp, or it's gonna destroy you, or you're not gonna have the strength to live, or you're not gonna be respected. You're not, like there's a very outdated programming that causes people to want to disconnect from their feelings, their emotions, other than rage. Rage and anger is one of the easiest ones that people typically display because it gives a false sense of power and protection. But the more vulnerable emotion, when we're processing the holes of the soul, when we're processing a lot of stuff that hurt us, right? That hurt us and possibly hurt other people. You know what I mean? And whether it was self-inflicted or things people did to us. When we're going through that, it's okay. Like that, it still takes strength. It takes moxie. It certainly does, to allow yourself to sit and connect with what you feel. Allowing you to look at yourself and say to yourself, okay, I'm hurt. I need to say it because I'm pretending like I'm not, but I don't have to go put on a broadcast to the universe, you know what I'm saying? But I need to face it, at least with myself, and then I need to face it with anybody else that is involved. I'm hurt. I'm sad, let the tears come down, I feel, whatever emotion. I wanted to say that because, the sarcasm of the card, which I adore. But a part of the hero's journey is being able to connect to your feelings too. We don't want to stay attached. No, we don't want to linger. No, we don't want to wallow. No, right? But when I say connect to the emotion, I mean all the way. I'm not talking about like just talking about it for hours. That's not going to help. You got to feel it. You have to feel it in your body. You got to actually allow yourself to feel it. Breathe through it, if you feel like you need to be in a safe space, absolutely, but instead of talking it in the mental plane all the time, in the form of rage, anger, hate, blame, pull it in and go, okay, where is this coming from? Why? Let me sit with this. And when you do that, since emotion is just energy and motion, when we allow that, we allow it to move instead of oppressing it and suppressing it, which in essence explodes and creates the chaos that I just spoke of. Because we're just acting like, you know what I'm saying? We're just going shopping, buying shit, eating shit, smoking shit, drinking shit, fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Doing all kind of stuff. As long as we all got... And then we wonder why energetically those stuff still be what it, never mind. I just wanted to share that though. Oh, see, look, my throat. I'm already channeling. Because, see, look. Ooh, that's, ooh. Okay, okay. Listen, you guys. Wow. It can get stuck in the throat chakra. Oh my gosh. The throat chakra is the seat of expression, is the seat of your beliefs. Okay. So when we are self-denying all that, or, not facing truths, all this stuff, and we're just stuffing it, the throat chakra get jacked up and we can't speak. It's almost like we can't speak truths. We feel like we can't speak truths, right? And the way to start, there's exercises you can do for your throat to help you, okay, to speak your truth, right? But that continual refusal only locks it up. Because see, the throat chakra is strongly connected to the throat, the third eye, and to the crown. So if it's strongly connected, then this is why some people feel like they end up in the land of indecision and in the land of stuck thoughts, feel entrapped because they don't want to express something to themselves. Okay, because not every time you can say something to a person. I mean, everybody's got different stories. There are some cases where, it may not be wise if it's going to put you in danger, or, you know what I'm saying? But the whole point and gist is that it needs to be faced and expressed out in some way. Okay, even if you can't get to the person or whatever. Okay. And I'm saying this because like 3 days ago, I kept seeing this really pretty bird. It was this really pretty bird around my house. And it was like, let me see, it was like a blue and some other colors. Anyway, doesn't matter. But I looked at it and I kept seeing it, but it was something wrong with the bird. Something was wrong with the bird. And I was sad for the bird, right? So I kept looking at it. I kept trying to talk to it when I saw it. And I was like, because it was moving slow, right? It wasn't moving like the other birds. So I kept trying to talk to it. I kept, I was like, I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to bother you. And it was like looking at me. But then as I looked at it, what I started to notice was that particular bird had this really huge knot or ball in their throat. And it looked like it was overbearing and it was shaking and stuff. And I kept looking at it. I was like, oh, bird, what's wrong, bird? I was like, oh, right. I got so bad because he was looking at me or she, and I was looking at it. And it was moving slow. And so I was like, oh, what's the wrong with the bird? And then later it came to me. So I said, okay. As I always do, I pointed directly to me first, like, because I'm always working on my own throat chakra and constantly trying to make sure I'm expressing truths to myself, at least, even if I can't necessarily express it to everyone that may be involved. But so I said, okay. And then after that, then any other message that may come through, because since I do channel, I am a tarot reader, I do pick up energy. I knew intuitively. I was like, oh. I said, okay. It's collective. It's certain ones in the collective that they are not. That's what's going on with their throat. Basically like that bird. There's truths that are sitting in there that they're refusing to face and that they're refusing to express, right? So yeah, that was just a little side message there. But embrace your emotion, ask for help, do what you have to do to free yourself, because this is in essence about reinventing yourself in the life and the way in which you really want it. Writing your own story, not creating these same old stories that you have already created that you're no longer pleased with, right? Okay. All right, so, all right, past energy with home and complicated. What's the message on that? From the tipper, with home and complicated. That's 2,000. So, Wow. With wealthy men and great fortune coming out, it kind of wanted to come out in reverse, but since that complicated is in the middle there, and that's the past energy, like I said, what many of you felt like you went through is the wealthy man could represent a masculine energy. Doesn't have to be a literal man, okay? It can be, okay? Then great fortune. So many of you thought that you were making decisions in the past. You thought you had decided, you know, to go in a direction that was going to get you great wealth, great fortune, right? Perhaps even a wealthy man, you thought, you know what I'm saying? Or at least you thought it was going to lead to wealth, the decision, right? But since it was kind of in reverse and those other cards that we had at the bottom there with the complicated, you found out, like the cards came out first, that it wasn't. It led you to suffering. It led you to loss. It led you to, you know what I'm saying, all kinds of stuff because it just wasn't fitting for you. Like the home picture said, it was not fitting for you, okay? But you went along with things and it only created this sense of, I don't fit here, I don't belong here, why am I here, right? It was an illusion. It wasn't what it appeared. That's what just came to me. It wasn't what it appeared, what it was presented as, right? So, whoa, okay. That's what you guys went through in the past that you're moving through, okay? Yeah, and it has to do with family. Family's at the bottom. For some of you, it had to do with family, a family dynamic. I said that earlier. It could be like a person you chose to be with romantically in that family. It can be your own personal family. You know what I'm saying? It had to do with a family dynamic, right? Okay, so let's go to the present. Okay, so what do we have for the self-sabotage, denial, and then the Queen of Fire? So what do we have? What's the message for that in the present? What is the message for that in the present? What's the wow. Okay, so you guys are processing through despair. Whatever despair means for you, despair could be the lingering effects of what happened in the past position. What you're looking at, maybe what you feel like has sabotaged you, you know, facing those things that you've denied. In your Queen of Wands energy, Queen of Fire, you're given the strength to look at your despair, look at, you know, what happened, facing it, right? It's good to face it because when we face it, we can get out of the energy, right? You don't want to stay here though, okay? You don't want to sit and park and be, you know, get furniture in a closet and all that, you know, but at least validate your feelings, validate your experience, right? Honor it, like, okay, gosh, like this fucked up. Like, you know, whatever area that resonates for you. It doesn't have to be the home life. It can be anything that you're looking at that you feel like you have self-sabotaged, you were in denial, but facing it in the Queen of Wands, knowing that you can get through it, right? At the bottom, we got pathway. So, yeah, your journey, yeah, you're completing. Okay, I'm happy to see this. So, in the present, you got restoration to some things here, you guys. So, you're getting out of a sense of feeling imprisoned, and I have to say that because so the family room is here again, but now you have sudden wealth coming. Okay, this is the present position. Now you got sudden wealth coming. You're on your journey because you see that the pathway is open. You have found a direction. You found something. You tapped into something. You got clear, right, on something. And so many of you are making the decision, okay, 11. Okay. 10, 11, 3, 8. Wow. Many of you can see it. You can sense like, okay, I'm going to recreate. I know what I need to do. I need to get on the train. Time to go. Deuces. Yeah. I need to get on the train. I need to go on my journey. I need to end this old cycle. 10. I need to start a whole nother cycle and go my path. My path where I see the light opening up for me, where I can create something different for myself. Okay. So many of you are doing that. This is the present position. Now let's move to potential future with the say what you mean and individuality. Okay, what is a potential outcome for the collective? Future outcome here with say what you mean and individuality. What is the potential outcome? Say what you mean and individuality. What is the potential outcome with say what you mean and individuality? Okay, it can't be all those. I can't take all those. I can't. Or can I, y'all? Because I'm like, well, no, it's only 3. It's only 3. I made it seem like it's a lot. It's only 3, guys. So, okay. So, interesting. Well, future potential outcome is expectation, right? You're expecting, good things, creating good things, focusing on good things. Not only that, then we got, what else came out? We got a mature man, okay? Expecting a mature man. You guys, okay, take it as a resume, okay? Again, doesn't have to always be romantic, and doesn't necessarily mean a man. It can't, it's a man in here in the picture, but for me, when I see man, I equate it to the masculine energy, the masculine form, okay? Because it can show up in a woman in her masculine energy, you know what I'm saying? So it just depends. So, but potential future outcome is you're expecting maturity, you're expecting mature influence, you're maturing in the future, you mature, you grow up to take authority and emperorship over your life, because an emperor is the male form, right? So expect maturity, all right? If you go along with this, and expect new love or balance with the lovers. Expect that as you mature and grow, you can create healthy love. Expect that as you say what you mean and keep your individuality, that you can co-create and manifest stuff that's mature and balanced, right? And find that balance as you own that individuality and say what you mean to say. That you can co-create. Expect to have what you want. In a nutshell, expect to have what you want. Because now you're owning your own voice. You're saying what you mean, and you're being you. You're not trying to conform to nobody else. You ain't trying to look like nobody else. You ain't trying to be nothing but whatever it is you want to be. Okay? Whatever you want to be. Okay? And whoever's for you gonna roll with that. You know what I'm saying? They're not only gonna roll with it, they're gonna love it. Because you're going to attract that by virtue and learn how to walk away from things that your spider senses are telling you, like, nah. You know what I'm saying? So that's the business right there. You're ending that toil and labor at the bottom of the deck. Like, you're going to focus on your occupation, but you're ending like that excess, extra shit. That's bomb. All right, let's get to the last thing here with Biologist Tarot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Oops. Oh, see, and another message is coming through with your future potential is, I know it can be challenging. Where is that at? The individuality, see what you mean. Especially those of you who are on this esoteric trip, you know what I'm saying? You're different, you're unique, you're star seed, you know, you're just different. You're different from the bunch. You're different from your own, even your own culture. You know what I'm saying? You're just different. And that was probably why you were conditioned to not so much say what you mean and to try to fit in. The opposite of individuality is trying to fit in. Okay? So, but the more we practice it, I guess all I'm going to say is, yeah, I know how it feels, because I mean, I can speak on that personally. Okay? What I noticed is, for me, especially in the last year, is every time I attempt to pretend like I'm not a starseed and try to act like still in the program that everybody else is running, right? In the name of trying to have some connections in a world or an environment that perhaps I feel like, well, most of these mofos ain't woke, so what? You know what I'm saying? But trying to do that was only a disservice to myself, right? And this is what I've learned. Like, it was only a disservice to me, and in essence, the person. It really was the person, the people, because, I was appeasing their program, basically. The program they're on, the belief system that they're on, right? It's like, okay, I don't want to get too lost here because I'm feeling this. It's like Trinity and Neo from the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, Neo versus Mr. Anderson, because I think Mr. Anderson was his Matrix name, his Matrix persona, and how he operated there. But at some point, it just, the more he tried, the more dissatisfied he got. The more he tried, the more the people, right? Because of who he really was, his true energetic imprint, it was known even when he didn't know it. So because of some of the things he had capability of. And the more he tried to fit in and to stay with the status quo and to go to the same damn shit, you know what I'm saying? The more he tried, the more the people was on his ass. And you know what I'm saying? We'll say the haters, but we're going to say the plugged in, transformers and shapeshifters or whatever you want to call it, was on his ass, right? Because they knew who he was. It was on his ass. And it's like, it did a disservice to him because he wasn't happy. He was in denial. He wasn't fulfilled. But he thought that's how it was, how it had to be, right? Until he finally was like, okay, when his soul tribe people finally started reaching out to him, and he just decided, okay, I want to wake up to the reality of who I am. And once I do that, you know what I'm saying? And once he did that, his life had to shift and change, and he realized it. Like he couldn't do both. He couldn't be Mr. Anderson and Neo. And that's something, I know that was a long route, but it's something that I had to come to realize is I was trying to pretend to be Trinity and whoever Trinity's, Matrix, avatar was. I don't know what her Matrix name, was, since it doesn't show it in the movie. It just shows her unplugged, right? So I was trying to do that because I felt like, well, what do you do when you're dealing with people or situations or surrounded that you know full well? What do you do? So the thing is, I know that's kind of out there, but what I'm starting to see is that, well, I'm just going to have to, create my reality the way I want and accept that there's just going to have to be some changes. And, if I want to be happy, If I want to be honored, if I want to be respected and treated a certain way for who I am, I first have to do that. So it was dishonoring to myself. So I shouldn't have been too surprised that what I allowed and kept attracting me is things that were going to be dishonoring to me in some kind of way, right? So the more, all I'm trying to say, you guys, is the more we practice it. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. It's like anything else. We got to get used to, right? But the more we practice, like, okay, look, I don't got to go around with a bullhorn or nothing, but I do need to be me. And if my spidey senses sense some bullshit, I'm walking. Because that's my indication that it's not an energetic match. It is my indication that chances are they're plugged into. It's an indication, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't fixing to waste my energy on trying to have no conversation. I told somebody this before. I'm trying to remember who it was, but I was like, okay, come on. Look. All right. Neo, Morpheus, and Trinity, and the rest of them could have, you know what I'm saying, went into the Matrix program and tried to go have tea with these people and sit down with the plugged-ins and explain to them stuff. It would have been, first of all, not only a waste of time, but chances are they would have shape-shifted depending on, you know, if the you know, the big ones was trying to come in and get them or something. You know what I'm saying? Because they plugged in. Walking dead, they're asleep. Right? So sitting down trying to have an intellectual conversation and trying to explain, see, this is what happens, and this is why, and this is what, it's like, no. Like Morpheus said, you know, you can't be told. It has to be experienced because it's based on your own soul, your own soul's evolution, your own soul's growth, your own soul's chosen path. And when you are ready, when you've chosen that, when you are in that energetic shift and alignment, somebody trying to come to you and tell you stuff, prior to that, it's going to be met with resistance. You're going to think they're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and you're going to resist it anyway, right? So those of us that feel like we're these oddballs in this sense, we're going to have to embrace that. We're just going to have to accept what we feel our truth is and practice it, right? Until we get more and more comfortable, figure out how to navigate and co-create realities the way we want, because that takes time too, right? Like, okay, let me just get used to my energy and get used to the shift so I could vibrate different, so I could start manifesting the reality I want, so I don't feel like I gotta go the toil and labor that was at the bottom of the kipper. Because I'm trying to lower my frequency to accommodate the matrix way of doing and living and being, rather than that. Let me just master myself. Let me master my energy. Let me deal with the stuff my jacket, this human jacket came with. Let me deal with it. My addictions and my tendencies and my family shit, and you know, let me deal with that and increase my frequency and work on this and start being okay being alone in my own skin. Start being okay with that and not feel dependent on the external, because you never know. They might be a plugged in. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say it like that, but I'm just saying, like, especially if you're on this. Oh my God, let me stop. Okay, I'm sorry, Lightning. Sorry, you guys. Sometimes I start going and channeling and get messages, and I won't stop. Sorry. Okay. Hopefully, you can get some wisdom pulled out of there, but. In a nutshell, I was simply saying we just got to practice our individuality, okay? And it feels uncomfortable at first, but what the message was saying and the outcome is, the more we practice it and the more we honor it, the more we can expect things that are in alignment, you know, that are mature, that are vibrational matches, that are balanced, right? Okay. And it's not to say that you still won't have other things presented, because last year around May, I had some major energetic work done by a lady that's in Australia. And, you know, and the messages that had came out from her for me, she was saying, she talked a lot about what this is saying here, but she also said that, gosh, maybe I'm not supposed to say it. What was that? Okay. She said that the more I honored and respected myself, the more I'll see it show up in the 3D. Then she also said that when something shows up or is presented to me that does not reflect my higher heart energy, her words were, do not engage. She didn't say argue. She didn't say try to convince them. She didn't say none of that. She said, do not engage. She said, let them walk past you. You simply walk past them. I don't think she meant to be mean with it. I think what she was saying is that engaging, it only creates this energetic cycle, right? So she was simply just saying that, okay, because what we engage in and what we focus on, what we, you know, is what's going to be being recreated, remanifested, you know. So when we're in a place where we can trust our intuition, when we're in a place where we're connected to the higher soul and the higher heart, we don't have to default to the old ways of trying to figure shit out. The old ways and the hard ways is like, okay, you got to do shit 12 times. You got to go ask 12 people. You got to do shit 12 times just to confirm what your intuition told you. Just to confirm what you felt in the presence of the person. So that's probably one of the most, I don't want to say challenging. It can feel like one of the most challenging things that we probably have to face going through this reinvention in our individuality, is that no is going to be used probably a lot, depending on where we are in our manifestations and what's around us, because it's not our duty or our job or our right to even project onto other people how they need to be, what they need to do, what they need to think. That's not our place, because they have a free will like we do. They have a right to feel what they feel, think what they think, want what they want, be how they are, even if it's destructive. But what we have the authority over is to not engage in it. Right? Just don't engage. Isn't it like this old saying? I forget this one saying where it's like, it's hard to fight by yourself, ain't it? It's hard. It's hard. Some people do. It's funny, but it's hard. It's like, if the person's not going to engage, it's like, well, all you can do is just sit there and rant. And then the person just disappears. And then you're just sitting there ranting, you know, because there's no back and forth. Right? And it's not meant to be punishing. In this case, if you're high vibrational, if you're just trying to honor yourself, it's like, okay, You can see clearly that they're not balanced, that they're not sound, that they're still playing games, that they're, you know what I mean? You can discern it, you can sense it, you can sense ego big time, you can sense, you know what I'm saying, all that. So why go back and forth? Sometimes that's the best thing we can do for people so that they can go round and round the mountains in their lives until they start facing stuff they need to face. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Whew, baby. All right. I said a mouthful tonight. All right. Tarot, past position here. What ended up happening, or what area was sorely affected with the home in tarot for the collective past position? Ooh, the lovers. What the hell? The lovers popped out? Oh, snaps. Oh, okay. Well, so look at the lovers in this deck, okay? It's different. So in the past, you know, dealing with the home life, like we mentioned, I said complicated. You know, some of you felt duped or it didn't turn out the way you thought. You thought it was going to be bomb. You thought it was going to be great fortune, whatever, right? So the woman, if you look closely, what does this look like to you? Beat down, a brutal beat down, right? And what I'm picking up with this is, I hate to say it, it's like there's this man right here. He's got his what you call it? He's painting, right? And she's sitting there, right? Um, so in the past, what ended up happening is you guys, you know, you end up being lodged in life, right? You became out of balance. Gemini energy, it represents balance, the yin and the yang. Also, okay, 6 is about balance, but you know, because of all of the complications and like you guys felt deceived and played with, and, you know, all this other surrounding energy and what ended up happening. So you took a brutal hit, you took beatings in life due to it, right? And what I'm saying is, what I hate to say is, you know, in the past, it's like people got their jollies off of watching you hurt, watching you suffer. Many of you, you know, probably was trying to stick around and stick with things. And while this person did it, you know, hoping that they'd have a fucking heart, right? And their behaviors and shit. But they just want to paint. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but I mean, the reality is that many of you went through that. That's why you felt like, I don't belong here, because people did not know how to treat you. People wanted things to be hard for you. They wanted you to suffer and they wanted to watch, right? And some of you, it had to do with literal lovers. You know, not everybody, like I said, it can do family, partnerships, business, employment. You know what I'm saying? Because of where people were vibrating, you know, wanting you to, you know, yeah. Wow. But the good news is, but you are a star, my dear. After the towers have hit over and over and over again, after people held back their heart over and over and over again, after people, situations, circumstances kept you feeling stuck over and over and over again, you finally came to the Ace of Swords, your truth. that you're a star and that you are going on your healing path to rebuild and reinvent your life. Because in essence, you're taking authority and controlling your emperor energy, manifesting the King of Pentacles, wealth, success. Okay, that's what I like about this. It's like, yeah, it's like you went through the shiznit, but in essence, you took authority with that emperor energy. You found your truth, that Ace of Swords, and start cutting up shit. Because it was a bunch of stuff there. It was lies, it was defensiveness, it was all kinds of stuff that you were surrounded by in situations and circumstances. Okay, whether it was a workplace, whether it was a location, whether it was family, whether it was lovers, or all of it in some of y'all's cases. Okay, you cut through it. You say, I stand alone. You came into your independence, the Nine of Pentacles. You was like, kiss my ass. You was like, kiss my royal ass. I am too big for this place. See how she's towering over it? She's like, kiss my ass. You guys have small minds. And she's like, I'm just kidding, but I'm not kidding. It's funny to me. Like, just the illustrations and stuff is funny. Okay, let me keep it pushing. Wow. That's a major arcana. The lovers, yeah, so you guys went through some major shit. It's not an understatement, okay? It's not. But now let's move presently. You're working through self-sabotage and despair and denial, and you got that Queen of Wands energy on you, Queen of Fire. So what area is being highlighted that the Queen of... Okay. I don't know if I should take that. It came out, but I may ask for another one. The Page of Cups. The Page of Wands. Emotions. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Okay, depending on what side of this thing you're on here, some of you are getting the confidence to communicate something that you need to, okay? Whatever that means for you. But it's usually about either rescuing, an apology, saying something to that effect. It is emotion. And some of you are in the present releasing denial, despair about apologies you never got. See, that's a part of, that's also a part of letting go of self-sabotage and just denial and stuff. You may be owning that either you need to communicate and apologize, or there is an apology you should have received. You may be owning that, but a part of the self-sabotage has been in the past for some of you who feel like you are owed an apology. The way you have self-sabotaged is by trying to make people apologize, okay? That you should stand in your confidence and realize that, you know what, you can forgive a person, forgive a situation, and just release it. You can process on your own. But you can't make people do anything. And even if you can, or if you try, it's not going to be real. It's not going to be sincere. It's not going to be authentic. People apologize, truly apologize, when they're sincere and truly apologizing, and you won't have to coerce it. You won't have to chase them for it. You won't have to badger them for it. You know what I'm saying? You won't. Because that's an indication to you that probably, if you have to do that, then they're probably not even there yet. A sincere apology comes when a person has gone within and they've looked sincerely. Okay. They've looked at their shit, and nobody needs to come and tap them, on the shoulder and say, come here, you better say sorry. You know what I'm saying? It's sabotage. It gets you all upset. It gets you in a fight. It gets you in energy that you just don't need to be in. And owning your confidence that, look, shit happens. I'm going to be all right either way, as long as I do it my own energy and keep moving forward. But if you're the individual who, in the past you've refused in your pride and ego, that has self-sabotaged you, your corporation with your higher self and your team, you're ending that self-sabotage. You're being given confidence and strength to make your wrongs right, to face your shit, face your music. You're being given strength for it because you got support there, but we all have free will, so our teams don't make us, they just present, So that's the potential in the now for many of you, okay? So you have to, only you know which side of the coin of that you're on, okay? Because at the bottom of the deck, look, we got the Five of Wands, right? The Five of Wands is all about creating competition. Five of Fire, creating fights and competition with too many people, right? So that's probably some stuff that some of you guys have maybe in the recent past gone through, or some of you still in it, okay? Yeah, there's the Queen of Fire. There's the Two of Cups, the Queen of Fire, and the Six of Cups. I see past life, soulmate energy, double energy is there, karmic energy is there. Oh God, I ain't gonna even get into that. But yeah, fights, conflict, competition. Some people thrive off that though. And for those of us that are on the higher vibrational side and path of this, we have to, accept our lessons and the wisdom and any insights that come to us, not so we can judge the people, but if we're gonna rightly assess things and no longer self-sabotage ourselves, we do need to look at it, like start picking up, like there are people that are vibrating low because of their pain and yada, yada, yada. They're in a certain place. There are people who actually thrive off fights. I'm serious, okay? I'm telling you, there are people that thrive off creating chaos, creating despair and fighting and competition. It makes them feel big, or it makes them feel, like they the woman, or they're the man, or you know what I'm saying, like they're the top dog, or you know what I'm saying, like, ooh, look, I got all these people, you know what I'm saying? Like triangulating motherfuckers against each other and lying. Chance started lying to everybody. That's what's funny about it. But there are, some people that thrive off that. And if that's the case, listen, it don't do nobody any good to try to sit down and have a conversation and say, oh, if a person thriving off that attention, that's not going to change. That's an internal job that has to happen for them. Okay? The only thing that you can do is, you don't have a right to control them and what they want to do and how they want to live and what they like. And we don't have a right to do that. But what we can do is take ourselves out of it. Say, oh, no, honey, I don't compete. Got the wrong one. It's like, no. So you just simply remove yourself from something that you can clearly see is unhealthy, right? Yeah. For some people, they can't. I'm telling y'all, let's might as well let it go. They can't. They cannot. They've gotten attached and addicted to a lifestyle of that. That makes them feel important. Okay? It makes them feel seen. It makes them feel big, right? It makes them you know, try to make people have to try harder for them by creating it or whatever, right? And so those of you who are on this side of the path, like what I'm talking about in terms of the flip, you don't got time for that. You can take all that precious energy, put it into yourself, right? And then towards things that are vibrationally ready for you or in alignment to where they're not in that same kind of energy, okay? So that's the present position. Now let's look at the future potential area here. Should you stay in alignment with the higher self and your guidance and stuff, your individuality, speaking truthfully, you know, maturing, all those things, right? So let's see. Could we have a message for the potential future here? The individuality, saying what we mean, maturing, coming into balance. What's the potential message here? Future, saying what we mean. One to come out. So ending cycles, ending the pain, ending 10 of Swords, releasing all of that, or basically bypassing it. That's what I'm picking up. By doing that, bypassing unnecessary betrayals. Okay? Unnecessary betrayals. Okay? We can't foresee and know everything. But if we stay in alignment to the best of our ability with our intuition, being authentically ourselves, speaking it, being an individual, right? The more we're that, the more we will bypass unnecessary betrayals. Okay? Because in essence, what happens is this. If we're doing this, people who don't mean us no good anyway, they ain't going to even be bothered. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep 100. You know what I mean? If we're owning our truths like that, if we're being that honest, chances are that the people who don't mean us no good are not going to be that interested. They're going to be like, yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, because they didn't mean any good, right? They didn't mean any good. So it's going to fall off. They're not going to even engage because it's going to be like, oh, yeah, no. Right? So that's eliminating probably 50% of it. And then the ones that still try to like break through the barrier that don't mean any good, your spidey senses and stuff are going to kick in, and then you're just going to start making the decisions and walking away long before that can even happen. Right? So, yeah, as you own that Empress energy, the Empress at the bottom, all queens in one, very grounded, continuing to heal, right? So let's see here. Does it want to come out? What's the potential? Got offers going on with this. There we go. Yeah, the same with that. Yeah, okay. See, like I just said, this is major, you guys, because it says, I didn't get this part. So potentially you're going to be avoiding many towers. Okay, if you listen to this intuition and be your individual and speak your truth and grow up, you will learn how to more and more bypass towers. And I say that because we got the Six of Swords, which is a walking away energy. So by walking away when you're getting the signs to do it versus dilly-dallying, stalling and procrastinating, right? Instead of doing all those things, doing it on the onset, you bypass unnecessary destruction, unnecessary chaos, because you're being given strength. These are three majors that are back to back. Two. You're given strength, okay, to be in your truth and just walk away. You're getting grounded. Walk away from stuff that present to you bullshit. Okay. You're learning with this Page of Pentacles. You know, you put some things to death. You transform, right? So future is you learn basically how to bypass a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? In a nutshell, you learn how to bypass a lot of unnecessary shit. As long as we are honest with ourselves, saying what we need, honest with people, being an individual and honoring that, you know, expecting growth, maturing, right? Expecting maturity as well. That's another thing that popped out. Expecting maturity in your life, expecting, you know what I'm saying, that kind of energy and not accepting anything less than that. Yeah. So you don't have to keep going through the constant betrayals, the constant, you know what I'm saying, unnecessary lashes and complications and losses and people playing and like the card said, playing and not understanding and lack of empathy or sensitivity to you, right? Allowing people to influence, you know, them in negative ways towards you. Like you bypass it, but it starts with us. Like I always say, I mean, if we look at our present energy, we go within. Okay, and some of us we accept, you know, apologies that we've never gotten, and we don't chase people for apologies. We don't try to make people you know, apologize. We just stay in our energy. And for those of us who are really honest and serious, and we're trying to grow up, and we need to apologize, we own that too. Realizing like that's the only way you grow and change and start to change the energy in your life and create different things for yourself. By taking accountability for your behavior, your actions, your decisions, and those that were affected. Okay. All right, you guys, that wraps this up. I hope that you guys got some clarity, hopefully some confirmation, hopefully even some motivation, and hope that you guys are rewriting this. Okay. You're creating, you're reinventing, you're doing the work, and you're manifesting, you know, growth here. You're manifesting a different kind of a reality here for yourself. So my hat's off to those of you who are actually doing this, that this is really representing for. My hat's off to you, okay? It takes guts, it takes moxie, okay? It takes the strong to be willing to go this kind of path. It's easy for us to cower and stay in the same energy, in the same ways that we've always done things, that has kept us in our stuck cycles of life. So congratulations to y'all. For those of you who still feel like you're stuck, you know, and you're not quite ready, guess what? That's okay. Somebody's saying, what? Yeah, it is. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. And your higher self and your team may be trying to help you, but they think and see differently than we do. So they don't care if it takes you another 40 years. To them, time is not what it is, because there is it's not linear. So to them, it's, you know, they just keep trying to beckon us, and they're like, okay, you know, but it's unconditional love there for you, and they'll let you, you know, if it's 40 years, if it's however long, if it's to the very last end, like whatever you've decided. So, and I want to say that because in essence, we are free will, but just understand that with every choice or lack of choice, there is a result, whether we want to accept it or not. So we can choose our stuckness, but it serves us well to accept what comes with it. Understanding that there is no layaway plans in life, in a sense of If you think working at, let me give an example, working for Apple or whatever, a position that's open at Apple right now, then you really want it, you see it, you want it, but your stuckness won't allow you to go for whatever the reason. Apple may have accepted you, maybe, not a guarantee, nothing is. But when I say there's no layaway plan, that position won't be there because energy is moving and shifting constantly. They need that position to be filled. They have an application or a profile set up on an employer's website for a reason. They don't need that position filled 20 years from now. They need that position filled now. Can it open up later? Anything's possible. Would they want you later? Maybe not. Some would say, well, if it's meant for me, it's meant for me. Maybe. It's not quite that simple. Those are statements that we have all used to stall and procrastinate. And so are wild oats in some of our cases. Doesn't work like that. Because the intention and motivation is also a frequency and an energy as well. So though we may get by with creating illusions for ourselves and other people, on a universal plane, you are seen. It is a frequency. And by your own free will, deciding however you decide alters realities. I tell people this all the time on physics. Okay? It doesn't work like that. And it bold us all well to realize that with every choice and decision, there is a consequential effect. You want to procrastinate, there's an effect. Self-sabotage. You want to deny, there's an effect. Self-sabotage. You want, you know what I'm saying? And it's in love. Like, you have a right to that, and the universe still loves you. Right? I always make that joke. People have a right to their life, to their lifestyles, to their decisions, to their choices, even if it is to their own demise. And I mean that. That goes for me. All of the hells I've gone through, I have the right to those choices, right? But I whether I wanted to or not, I had to sit with what came with it. I had to, you know what I'm saying, go through that because those are choices, right? And we, at any moment, we can change anything. At any moment, we can recreate anything. It's just up to us to decide it and to align with our truths, okay? All right, I send you guys love and light. I hope you enjoy your weekend. I certainly plan on doing so. Stay safe out there, all right? Everything is energy. Everything is a frequency and a vibration. Balance is going to always be our goal and our key. Practice loving yourself, honoring yourself, being good to yourself. Y'all know what I say. Yes, we are one. We are certainly one. But at the end of the day, we're having an individualized experience in the 3D physicality. At the end of the day, we are with ourselves. I'll talk to you guys next time. Love and light. Namaste.